There is a story about he was coming down from San Francisco on horseback, and he was stopped by a bandit. Some say it was Joaquin Murrieta, but I don't know if the timing is right for that. The bandit listened to him speak with his heavy German accent and decided that he wasn't a gringo, and he let him go. Without looking in his saddlebags, which contained $2,000 in currency. All kinds of funny things.
Rengstorff House is almost 4,000 square feet large. It was built by Henry Rengstorff, a young German man who came to the United States having heard about the California Gold Rush. In 1850, Henry Rengstorff was a young man of 21 years old, boarding a masted ship in Bremen, Germany, about to make a journey of 7 months to San Francisco. He settled in Santa Clara, established a business called Rengstorff Landing, wheat and hay being an important commodity, the hay going to feed the horses, which were the transportation. And of course, the barley was immediately converted into whiskey. San Francisco was a wild, bawdy town of saloons and brothels, rootin' tootin' cowboys. And they came from all over the world. They came into the bay on ships, abandoned the ships as soon as they entered the harbor. Not only did the prospectors abandon the ships, but the crews and the captains abandoned the ships and left them to sink and rot in San Francisco Bay. What a story that would be to tell.
Henry Rengstorff was a very forward-thinking man. He had over 2,000 acres of land in this area that he owned, so he was considered one of the most formidable people in this area.
His real love was Rengstorff Landing, the business he then started, which was a pier and a warehouse where farmers from all over the Sacramento and the Santa Clara Valley brought their produce to him to store and eventually to ship to San Francisco.
He was just a nice gentleman as far as the stories I have heard. There are other stories, I'm sure, that he wasn't so nice. I mean, if you speak to his children, I'm sure they'd say, Dad was a pain in the neck, but that was normal.
We don't have a whole lot of information on her. She did come from Germany. I'm sure she was involved in the community. There wasn't much written about her in society or her role in politics, or I think she just had her hands full with the farm and the children and being a wife. It was a very interesting family. I can't say that everything was happy and hunky-dory. There was a lot of alcoholism. I don't think anybody was destructive, but some of their behavior then was destructive. Everybody grew up, though, and they did just fine.
Rengstorff House, as I said, is about 4,000 feet large. There are 12 rooms. It's the first house in Mountain View to have electricity installed, the first house to be plumbed in Mountain View, which started as a stagecoach stop.
This house just engenders great feelings about it. It's our bridge with the past, so we know what we came from, and hopefully guide us into where we're going.
Once I started to write up the history of the house, I became much more involved in it, doing some genealogy, digging up the past. Then it was very important to me, and really a quest of love.
What a wonderful legacy Henry has left to us. This house and its stories of family and innovation, of hard work, of bravery, of ambition, of civic dedication. What an amazing legacy, and we're so happy to have it, to still have it alive with us here.
Yes, it was very personal. And sometimes I feel like my last name is Rengstorff.
But also deep down I knew that I don't think the house could ever be saved. It was just way, way beyond any thoughts of putting a hammer and a saw and really restoring this house.